Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, how is it going? We are back with. I have it up on screen. It's the Inter Milan player ratings for FIFA 22. Starting out. I There's a few things that I need to talk about. Okay, straight up, there's a few things I need to address. Okay, first of all, blatantly obvious. I don't know how this is an 84. I'm not gonna lie to you. Am I happy he's an 84? Yes. Am I going to make every attempt within the first day to day and a half to get that card on my team? Also, yes. It'll be interesting once we see the end games, because it's it's just weird personally. Like I would have liked the pace to be 80. The finishing, okay, 71. I'll give you that because he didn't shoot an awful lot. Don't get me wrong. When he did score, they were usually bangers, but like, the 71 is fine. Passing should be an 85. Like, this is the only player that I'm going to specifically go into detail just because I think of all the players, this one is the one that he got blessed the most because we look at his if we look at his FIFA 21 card, like there definitely is a big difference. First off, he's now an 84 opposed to an 80, which thank you EA for at least doing that. But his passing definitely I think could have been higher. Dribbling, whatever, I guess. Um, this confuses me. The Skriniar Divrai thing. Up until these were released today, I genuinely thought Divrai would have been an 87. Like, in my head, Skriniar was always going to be an 86. I knew that going into. I also didn't think that we were going to get all of Inter's players today. Um, so, but I definitely knew we were going to get something, but I didn't know it was going to be the entirety of my team. So going into it, I definitely knew that when I eventually saw Skriniar's card, I was like, okay, he's gonna be an 86. But then in my head, I was trying to figure out, would they really give DeVry an 87? I was unsure. But having said that, DeVry definitely deserves a higher rating than Skriniar, personally, considering as an Inter Milan fan, someone who watched all the games, just from what I've seen, like trying to be unbiased, DeVry was the better player, personally. Like Skriniar was more off on the side. He was the one making runs a little bit further up down the right hand side of the pitch. Same with Bastoni, who that's a whole other issue. I'll get into him in a few minutes. Bastoni on the left hand side. Divrai was the one further back defending. So to have him lower than Skriniar, who Skriniar was amazing in his own right, especially taking on a brand new role of having to run up the pitch because normally just you staying back. 85 is weird, personally. I thought he would have been, at the very least, I would have liked to see him on par with Skriniar. Um, Handanovic, again, is interesting. If we're going off current form right now, this should be a 68. I think they should have flipped those numbers because I love Handanovic to death. He is the only reason I don't say, for me, the best Inter Milan keeper for me is because Julio Cesar and what he did for the club when he was there. The man wanted trouble with us. The man is the reason why we won the Champions League. Just like in his own right, Handanovic is the reason why we won the league last year because he did make some very crucial saves, but he made a lot of mistakes. Like I could probably go and find five a lot faster than I should be able to. Five instances where a player will take a shot on our net and somehow it got through because I will be honest, we had a very, very stout, let's call it, backline in Divrai, Skriniar, and Bastoni. On top of that, Varela dropping back, Brozovic dropping back, Sensi when he played dropping back, Vidal dropping back, all that, whatever. When we kind of like congested defensively, we had a very strong defense, which is why we conceded as little goals as we did. But saying that, only concede however many goals we conceded last year. If I remember, I'll toss it up on the screen now. In all competitions, The fact that he just lets the ball go in sometimes. The amount of times I get so pissed when I'm watching a game and somebody takes a shot net and he just watches the ball trickle past him into the net. It happened in the past game when we drew 2-2 with Sampdoria. The first goal was a deflection. Yes, he could have made an attempt, albeit it wouldn't really have done much, but I'd like to see him at least make an attempt. The second shot was a very, very good volley, top corner. Nothing could have been done. That's fine. But even still, you know what I mean? Like, Martinez, I like that he's thankfully an 85. I didn't think they were going to give him a walkout. I will be completely honest. I knew they weren't going to give him a walkout this year. So I'm happy that he did get the +1. The -1 shooting, granted, granted, 90% of our goals were through Lukaku, one way or another. So yes, Martinez did score a lot of goals in his own right. Thank you, Windows Security. I'm kind of recording a video here. A lot of our goals did go through Lukaku, even the ones that ended up coming off the foot of Martinez. It still went through Lukaku in some way, shape, or form. So I kind of understand the 81, but it's still hard to see. But for an early game card, again, this is something I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get at some point within the first week or so. That I already talked about, Burl I already talked about. Brozovic, I would love one day, maybe next year, who knows? It'll probably happen after he leaves the club. He's always an 84. I don't know why, but he's always an 84. 2 years. See, I can't even say 2 years ago I can understand the 84. Like, it's justifiable at best, I guess. But, like, he was a god for us last year. The combination of him and Barella was realistically one of the sickest in it. Like, this card should be an 86, no question. Absolutely no question. This card should be an 86. Um, Zeka was a non-rare is kind of funny, especially because he's a board player. I don't understand how that works. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This this is when I noticed. This is when I found out that you can be a board player and a walkout at the same, and a non-rare at the same time. Because I thought if you were bored, you're guaranteed to be a rare, but apparently not. Uh, Chalinoglu, again, didn't watch too much of him because he was a Milan player last year. 82 was understandable, I guess. Ericsson as a center mid, which I'm just now noticing. I didn't realize he was a center mid. I thought he was a cam. Makes sense. That's where we played him all year. I'm okay with that. The 82 was a little harsh. Um, yes, I understand it took him a while to get going, but once he got there, he took off. I would have liked to see 83, 84 would have been a stretch. I won't lie, 84 would have been a stretch. 83 would have been nice. Perisic has Dumfries. I'm not even. I'm just gonna completely gloss over because I didn't watch him play at all. Not gonna lie, didn't watch him play at all. Perisic getting a downgrade is weird. Personally, I pace went up, shot went down, passing went down, physical went down. I mean, everything's gonna go down, right? Because he got downgraded, understandably. I don't see where. I mean, Steph, when I say I didn't watch him, I'm talking about the league. Like, yes, I know these ratings are based partly on the Euros, but I mean in the sense of the league. That's where they're going to get majority of their data from for these stats, right? Like, yes, part of Barella's performance in the Euros goes into this 84, but I think if you take the way he played in the league and then compare it to the Euros, he played like shit in the Euros in comparison. Like, he did not. His performance in the Euros, albeit it's a lot less games and a lot smaller of a sample size, he just couldn't get going the way I know he's capable of doing because I see it every. Um, yeah, just like Opamedica boosted Martinez. I think if they hadn't won, that's actually a very good point. If Argentina didn't win Copa America, this is probably an 84. This is probably only an 85 because he won the Euros. The same way Barella's only is an 84 because I'm sorry. Martinez is only an 85 because they won Copa America, just like Barella is only an 84 because Italy won the Euros. If Italy lose to England or if whoever wins the Euros that isn't Italy, Barella's probably an 82, 83. If Martinez or any other country wins Copa America, is in Argentina, he's probably an 84. I don't see 80. I can't see an 83 for him, but yeah, Perisic is weird as well. I don't understand the downgrade whatsoever. 80, 84, again, try not to be too biased here. 84 would have been pushing it. 83 max. I would have expected an 83. That's what I was not even hoping for. I genuinely was just assuming they were going to give him an 83. I think in comparison to how he played, how, like, I'm not really counting the year at Bayern. I'm talking about with us. Granted, he's been through a lot of different systems with Inter. So I think this is the best version of him. It's interesting that he's a left mid and not a left wing back. Considering that's how he played was as a left wing back. Like, if you're gonna make Ericsson a center mid, even though he's a cam in real life, but we played him as a center mid the whole year. But Perisic is left mid, but we played him as a left wing back, but you still give him a left mid card. That's weird. Like they pick and choose there. You know what I mean? Correa, I expected that. Vidal, same thing. I expected that. This one blew my mind. This one blew my mind out of the water. Like, what was he last year? I need to see something. Nope, that's not how you spell his name. Okay. So you're telling me. This is how I know. This is how I know EA do not watch Serie A or specifically Inter. Right? You're telling me after the season this man had, granted, just for that one assist alone, to Martinez, that was well inside our own half. You're telling me he doesn't deserve better passing than 65. I again, let me rein it back and try to be a little unbiased. 83. That's what I was expecting of it. Not as good as Lascelles. Shut it. 83 is where I thought this card was going to land. 80 is extremely, extremely harsh. Sensi, complete opposite. I agree with that. I love Sensi to death. I think he had so much potential when him and Barella came over. But to see him any higher than an 80, 81 maybe, but even then that would be pity at that point. He did nothing this year. He did absolutely nothing, and that's purely based on injury. I understand that. I will put my hands up. That's where the issue is with some Liverpool fans, is that they don't understand that if he's injured the entire season, which since he was basically injured the entire season, how do you expect him to even maintain his rating? He didn't play. Like, yes, I understand it's unfair to downgrade him an immense amount, but he shouldn't. I'm okay with Sensi at 80. Sanchez, same argument. Yes, he had moments of very, very good brilliance early season. But he was injured a lot this year, and even when he wasn't injured, he just didn't play. Um, this card again, I was at work when these all came out, so I kind of like glossed over them all. I didn't really look them like specifically. I have a few things wrong with this card. Where do I even start? um, he should be in unbiased. 82. Yeah, I was gonna say 83, but an 83 would be biased. 82. I think 82 is fair for this card. He never. That's not true. Let me not say that. I was gonna say he never played center back. He played center back what, twice? Maybe. Most of the other time he played right wing back before like Hakimi really took charge of that role, or even left wing back at points. there were instances where he came in and as a replacement center back, but 79 is harsh, bro. The tail end of the year, and the only reason I can see them doing this is because the tail end of the year he didn't play. The tail end of the year, Brozovic, I'm sorry, Hakimi, Skriniar, De Vrij, Bastoni, and either Perisic or Darmian on occasion. We did play him on the left. They kind of came into their own. So that back three slash back five that wasn't changing ever. So Dombro didn't really get any reps post. I want to say February slash March. Not at least not as much as he did early season. Fine. When he did play though, when he did start, when he came in off the bench, whatever, I definitely think he gave much more of an impact. Um, I definitely think he made a bigger impact than to be a +2. Like this man single handedly won us, if I remember correctly, 4 games in a row. Like he scored the winner in like 3 out of 5 or something over the course of a month and a half. However, many of them were off the bench. You know what I mean? Like that's interesting. Darmian, I can see I can see how people would say that this is fair. He had his moments. He wasn't with us the whole year. Whatever. Blah blah blah. It's fine. Vecino, same thing as I'm gonna say like Sensi and Sanchez. He just didn't play this year. Conte just really didn't, and I'll even link him in with Gagliardini and Kolarov. These bottom three, ignore DeMarco for a second. Vecino, Kolarov, and Gagliardini just didn't play. They just didn't have room in our starting 11. They didn't really fit the system to start unless it was like a last minute sub to kill off the game or whatever. So those I really can't comment on too much. And DeMarco, obviously, he's new to the club. Scored an absolute screamer of a free kick that saved the point for us. Thank you. But other than that, this page I'm a little more okay with the exception of D'Ambrosio and definitely Bastoni. Those are my two biggest arguments. Um, but I will definitely be my early game team, especially because he's an 81 and he will be the cheaper option compared to Martinez. But I still definitely want Mark. I'm gonna attempt to get Martinez, Skriniar, Barella, Brozovic, and probably Correa into my team, along with like Theo Hernandez if I can get it. Tomori would be nice if I can get it. All that kind of stuff. But that's basically all I got. I just wanted to go over this because I saw this come out today, and I quickly, when I was at work, I kind of like looked over it real fast, and so many different things popped in my head about what I thought was wrong with this, and like I said, there were a few. Um, Overall, I am very happy. I will give EA credit because normally, it the thing that annoys me the most is that the thing that hello the thing that annoys me the most is that we had to literally break a dynasty, probably the best Italy's ever seen, in the form of 9 years in a row Juve winning to win the title, and like some players I think got done dirty. Barella definitely 85, Brozovic 86 without a doubt, Bastoni 82 to 83, D'Ambrosio at least give the man a rare, give him an 81, just give him some justice. As a very good friend of mine would say, justice for Dubravka. Well, justice for D'Ambrosio and Bastoni, God damn it. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all for watching. Hopefully, this is the start of a lot better, more frequent FIFA 22 content coming out. I might do some other teams if they start releasing bundles, but this was definitely going to always be the first one that I did. Obviously, if, you know, I, I mean, duh, you know, obviously this was going to be the first one of these I released. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all for watching. I am going to probably be doing these more often over on my Twitch, so down there, description, go click it. I'm probably live if it's like anywhere after 8:30 at night. usually. Um, but once again, I appreciate y'all. I will see you guys next time. Peace.